Happy day. I hope you're having a great morning, noon, night, evening, or sleepy time, or just rest time, or a time for yourself. That's the greatest thing you can have. Just take some time for a minute and even just to breathe. Just take a minute and just go, I'm just going to stand and breathe or sit and breathe. I'm just going to sit down. I'm just going to take a walk. I'm just going to walk around my house or apartment. Maybe I want to change a few things around. Maybe I want to learn something different. Life should be different every day. It is, whether you like it or not, but you can also put some changes in there to help yourself to be happy about life. We have to be happy about where we are in life. We have to be happy with the things that we have. Someone else, they don't have the things that you have. You have to realize that. Everybody doesn't have a house or an apartment. Everybody doesn't have clothes and food like you got, maybe. Some of them don't have a home, period. Like I said, they're sleeping in their cars. They're sleeping on the road, sleeping wherever they are. Some of them are in fear. They're out there sleeping. They have to get up early in the morning. People run them out, or, they're trying to clean up the city and they got to move it early in the morning and move from place to place. Think of if you had to be out there in the cold or something and there's nowhere to go. You just got to keep on walking or keep on driving, and you may not have enough gas. And there's other people, they're in their house right now, they're getting foreclosed on. There are problems everywhere, and it's not just you. And you have to tell God, I'm thankful for what you have done for me. When you pray, you have to be sincere about it. God already knows about it. He wants to know, are you going to come to me sincerely, or are you going to tell me a lie, trying to pep up your ego? We have to come to him quietly and sincerely. We don't need all the fanfare and the elegant words just to talk to him. He already knows how you talk. He already knows how you think. You can pray from your mind. I always pray inside my mind, thinking, because the devil can't read my mind. God can read my mind. The devil cannot. Mankind cannot. But God can read my mind, and he knows that when I'm talking to him, I'm talking to you only because nobody can hear me. I want him always to guide me in my finances. My finances are better with him than to be alone. He already knows how to get us out of whatever we've gotten ourselves into. And some people say, oh, don't pray for this. Don't pray for crazy things. What may be crazy to them may not be crazy to you. For a child, it's not crazy. They may be wanting their pet, maybe passing away. Please, please, please. And then the animal mysteriously jumps up, I'm okay. Or for a little flower. Kids pray for little bitty things that adults think are crazy. And it actually they got that miracle, and it happens sometimes. Because they truly believe. They've been taught to believe if the parenting is right. And they taught them how to believe. You don't have to jump up and down and wiggle and do all this hollering and screaming. It's quiet time. Okay? It's quiet time. You can tell God was not of the temple. When his son came down, what did he do? He destroyed the way of the temple. But the people, the high priests, wanted it that way. so they can get more money and be over everybody. We know what's good for you. You hand your money here. This is the way it was going to go. This has been going on since the beginning of time. And we got to learn that act quietly, speak to God quietly. We need help. I need help. Can you help me with my finances? Sometimes he shows you things after you've been through them. Okay, because God is of the past, the present, and the future. And you find out later on, I could have did it this way. Maybe I could have did it that way, so that you know the next time, or you can teach somebody the next time. It may not even be your kids. It may be just somebody you know. Hey, do it this way. Just do it this way. Maybe it's just something simple. I met a lady in the grocery store, and they had the chuck roast on sale. And she was looking at them. It was buy one, get one free. And she said, she came over there, oh, I can't get that because I don't know how to cook it. Every time I cook it, it's tough, blah, 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 blah. And I gave her a simple recipe. I told her, you got a crock pot? Yes. This is what you do. She was flying. Gave her the ingredients, blah, blah, blah. We're done. And I told her it's simple. Leave it, walk off. You meet people like that, and she came back. I want to give you my number. We can get together one time and have coffee or tea or whatever, And that's what she does. She calls once a week, and we go out or we meet someplace and we sit there for about 30, 40 minutes talking. We've made it a routine once a week, one day out of the week, to do that. God sends you people to talk to. I remember a friend of my kids one time, the mother of my friends, their companion, the mama. And the mama, the daughter was having a hard time with people, trying to make friends or whatever, and they were playing, and I was just sitting there, and she said she had such a hard time with people. Things go awry. And I said, well, as you get older, you'll meet different people or whatever. And she had just totally given up on the child. It was like, she can't make friends. That's very hard to do when you get older. See, adults wall themselves off. God doesn't wall you off, but adults, some of them, a lot of them wall themselves off. You don't try to make friends. Okay? You don't say hello sincerely to people. When you walk into a coffee place or a grocery store, you don't nod your head. You don't do anything. You're protecting yourself, yes, but you're not checking to see, is there a sincere eye out there that I can just nod my head to? We have to protect ourselves when we're out. There's different people out there. We can't do that. We do have to watch ourselves. But there are times, that you can go and you just at least speak. They say, hi, hello, how are you? Fine. And then you can say fine, or maybe strike up a conversation nicely. But a lot of people wall themselves off no matter what. They go in wherever they're going and they come out and they're at home alone. Or they can't make friends. Or other people that can make friends, it may be your neighbor or whatever, you kind of walk over there. If it don't work, what do? Leave. It's yay or nay out there, We got to learn to trust in God too in all things. God will tell you what he wants you to do. God will guide you wherever you are. But at least smile when you're out. Keep yourself protected. Watch your things. No, I didn't say drop your guard. But some people, they just don't even enjoy the space they're in. Okay? You don't enjoy going to the grocery store. I'm not a grocery fanatic, but I talk to the people up there when I get my lottery. We have a good time. I talk to the dry cleaning place in there. The guy's putting out, my son loves sushi, putting out the sushi, and I go, hey, thank you. This looks great. You know, just something to keep going. And now, what did they do? They remember you. Somebody's saying something. Besides walking by, and they're walking with their head down. Trying not to talk because nobody don't want to talk. There's a lot of grocery stores like that. They don't even say anything. Because people come in there and it's like yelling and screaming. And we have to exercise self-control with ourselves. God has self-control. You know, he has destroyed many a thing, okay? And he has to sometimes exercise self-control because he has told us, I wish I never made mankind. He said that. Yeah, he did. He wished you weren't here because of all the things that were happening. And he gets angry. And we don't want him to, kind of rescind that anger and go, well. But he has to put his hand somewhere. And we have to pray sometime to make sure, quietly be humble. And we have to exercise self-control, even with him. God, and tell him, God, I need you. Okay, this verse, 1 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and to be timid, but he gives you power, love, and self-discipline because he knows we have to deal with people. He has to deal with us. He has to deal with our crying and praying every second. There's people that pray every minute. There's some people, they got a schedule when they pray. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. It's time to pray. He has to deal with my grandmother who prays constantly. I see her mouth moving. My mom said she would do it all the time. She's walking and praying. And still carrying on the conversation. And you're looking at her like, really? What are you doing? You're talking out, it's like, she's not crazy, but it's just like different. But she gets from God what she wants. And she's silent about it. You just see her mouth moving. She can be knitting, she can be sewing, mouth is moving, she's sitting there talking. And we know she's talking to God. Very humble. Doesn't want to be loud about it. Don't like loud people in church. She's very humble. The Bible says you go in the closet and you pray to him. That meant silently. And a lot of places aren't like that. That's why we're not at that type of churches we go to. Well, now, the one we go to now, but we don't have to be that way. And we're not that way. And we're not, I want to say, ostracized because we don't do that. And they all don't do that. Everybody's of different religions. We're non-denominational. So everybody's got their different religions. Some people were Jewish, some people were Muslims, some people are Methodists, some people are Baptists, but they come together nicely. And they keep it on a roll, the way it's supposed to be. And every once in a while, one of them will get away, and they run around the building, and the the guards kind of move up so you don't run into anybody. Every once in a while we get, but that doesn't mean everybody else has to. They're just making sure you're not running into anybody, you're not doing this. It's okay. It's all right. And we accept that. And others pray silently. And they're not going to move anywhere. They're not going to sing loudly. Everybody's going to be in tune. It's like one body moving, okay? And so few get loose. Just like the world. Few get loose and you just deal with it. But you pray for your finances. Your finances and everything else, Our highest inflation was in 2022 so far against the two administrations. And today it came down. I don't know when you'll hear this, but today it was down after, it came down. The eggs came down $1.85. People are praying. They're praying for their finances. People don't have a lot of money, but I told you, don't spend all your money. When you get your check, balance it out, balance your money. If something extra comes in, we were saving everything. That's why I told you, save, so we're not into this. I saved my money because, they're complaining about the stock going down. I'm cheering the stock going down because it's some stock I wanted to buy, and now it's low, and I can buy it. So that's fine with me right now. I can get the stock that I wanted to buy that was so high that I didn't want to buy it. I could have bought it, yes, but I just didn't want to pay all that. So I was cheering, it's down. Hey, well, let's go. We got to pray for everything that's going on out there, and God will get it together. He's going to move it. He's in control. See, we don't understand. God is always in control, whether we like it or not. We're going to put $200 in self-control for today. And I'll let this dry because I have a habit of it not drying, and then it's smeared, and then I got to clean everything up when I don't see you. And another thing, I had the buy here, pay here things, Affirm and Klarna. I don't know if I mentioned it before in another video, but things are changing, and they will be reported on our credit report. So far, the information is. So make sure you keep those up to date. Make sure they're not behind, because they're going to count just as a credit card will. It's going to affect your debt to income ratio, all that stuff. It's just like a credit card. Medical bills are supposed to be removed. Okay, and they're not supposed to be reported on the credit report. That does not mean stop paying them, because we don't want them to go to wherever they're going. Okay, they may flip it and they'll be on collections. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the mortgage, usually they use the 3 credit scores. Now they said that you can go to 2, which they call a bi-merge. It was a tri-merge, but the problem is the company can still use all 3 reports. So maybe you want to ask, if you're buying a house, are you using 2, and which 2 you're using, kind of get a feel for it. Or if maybe you're okay with the 3, but if you don't, try that. They'll be doing the Vantage points they'll be using now, and the FICO 10T. Okay, but do remember, they don't have to follow that plan. It's not in stone right now of what they want to do. So we have to watch everything. We always do. And also watch your credit cards, the terms, because a lot of credit cards are changing their terms. And especially, I call them the ones that want subprime, the ones that are helping you build your credit, because some of them have decided, they charge an annual fee, which is usually very high. Sometimes it's $175. I've seen one at $299. $200, whatever, okay? They start you off and then they say maybe they'll go down to like $99 or $49 after the first year, but that first bunt is rather high. And so that was it. They usually, all cards usually settle down. They go, the annual fee is whatever amount it is. And some don't have an annual fee. More I say the good cards, the ones you really want to get a hold of, we talked about that before, they usually don't have an annual fee unless you go for the luxurious type of cards, the black cards and all that. But there's a company, and a lot of the subprime ones, they found a way to make more money. That's all I think it is, because you got to pay the annual fee, and then they start charging you maybe $19, $20. They always got a weird number, like $20.95 or something like that, or $19.95, and you may have paid that card off, and you got to look back at it. You check your cards, because after you pay it off, and they won't do it usually the first month, just let it sit there. The next month, there's a monthly fee. So look at your terms, and it's actually a monthly fee. They're going to keep charging on it. So if you add up that monthly fee that you weren't thinking of having, like maybe it's $19.95 a month, and you multiply that by 12, that's $239.40. Now, one company, they have like 3 different cards. What if you had all 3 of those cards, right? So $239.40 times 12, not 12, times 3, let's do 239.40 times 3. That's $718 a year, plus the annual fee. So let's put those at about $75 each, maybe. So you're just giving the card company $943.20. Okay, we don't want that card. When you get straightened out, because it's one of those cards, they do help with your credit. If you got the money to do it and you want to do it, that's on you. But I'm just telling you, why throw away all that money for a monthly fee? We're already paying the annual fee. Why all of a sudden we got this monthly fee? And it only came within this time. Okay, so I looked at it on the internet, rolled out the terms. I don't want to call out the place, but look at your terms on your card, because maybe some other companies are doing the same thing and you're not paying attention because you owe a balance and you're thinking it's the interest. It's not the interest. And think about it. If you owe them some money, okay, maybe you owe $50 a month. All right, and you've been paying $50 a month, and here comes this fee. Okay, then maybe the interest is on there. We'll put $25. So your minimum payment has ballooned to something, $94.95, because see, people don't pay attention to their things. So when you get time, you pull up the terms. And also, this company that I'm talking about, the same company that started it, I've been researching the other companies too. You have to write in for the terms if you haven't got them, the privacy terms and all that. But they should be on the internet, especially if you go for not, paperless. They should have those on the internet, and it's just like wiped away. You can't even find the interest rate anymore on there. And I had looked it up because one of the clients had the card, and they were looking at it, and I was looking at it and complaining. I don't like calling them out, but I told you already the cards that I would endorse because they got a good track record, and they got a good track record if you're trying to build your credit. Okay, but this is not a good track record. This looks like a money grab. And So with my client, we paid off everything and getting them back together to make sure they didn't go on the bankruptcy. And we're going to find 3 cards or a card to replace those cards. I think they were like $3,000. So I'm going to find a card to replace that card, those cards type thing. But watch yourself. God's telling you things. Reach out and look, ask questions like, why is that happening? Oh, and before I go, I have my rental house that's for rent. So he gave me 4 months of rent. So we're going to put it in here. And so $12,000 I have. So I'm going to move this into this $100,000 challenge. This is the first time that we have did this. But we saw it before Christmas. Before Christmas I was showing my challenges. So I said, oh, that can go in there. So here we go. And I was grateful, He had his house foreclosed on. He was the CEO of a company. He couldn't afford the payments anymore. And his income went down. And so he lost his house and everything. And then we put a placeholder in here. And so we ran into each other, and I said, well, I got one I had to buy. And so he's been in there. So we had $12,000, and that one was $10,000. And this one we're going to mark off 4 for $2,000 over here. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So $12,000 all together. With that, God is a great God. I am happy for whatever comes. So we're going to mark off one of these 10,000s. Even though I got 12,000 in there, when we get the other 8,000, we'll mark off the next one. All right? And we only got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10,000s would be 100,000. Can do that. I'm going to do that. But anyway, take care. May God bless you and keep you. May you be that wonderful person that you want to be. And you are that wonderful person. Okay? Sometimes you got to realize that you are that wonderful person. The world makes you think you're not a wonderful person. If you're in school, they may talk down or you mess something up. Things are messed up in life. Family may be telling you you're no good. You are somebody. Okay, you are that person that you want to be. You just have to get it out. And you can't listen to the world. And you can't listen sometimes to your family and friends. And some people want to put you down. Okay, because they know your potential, really. They know you can get higher than them. They know you can be better than them. So, be better. Do better. Get where you got to get. If you're trying to get debt-free, get debt-free, even $1 at a time. I hear many people talking about, I just got $5 this week. I just got $100. That's like $5 more than somebody else has got out there. Somebody's wishing for $5. I remember the time I was wishing I had $5 so I could buy lunch. I hadn't ate all since the night before, didn't have any money, didn't have $5. And continued that way until the next day. I did not eat. I was living on water. I was trying to make sure my kids had things. So there's somebody out there always wishing that they had something that you have. And some of those people you have to watch out for because they will sabotage you. The devil is out here. Okay, the devil is in church. The devil may be standing there preaching to you. You got to listen. God gave you 2 ears and a brain to listen. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to fuss at the person. You just be silent and just stay in your space or leave. You do what you have to do, so that's right. Okay? If you don't do right, you're not going to get right. Oh, God believes in karma. It's God karma, okay? You may think that somebody's did you wrong and they're not going to be attacked for it, and you ask God, take care of it. I'm done. You don't have to do anything. It may take a few months, sometimes a year, and then all of a sudden you hear what has happened. Okay, like I said, there's devils in the church. They got crosses hanging around their neck sometime, and you're sitting there, I thought you were a Christian. No, they're not, because they're jealous of you. They're envious of you. Some people, they live with family or friends or their mother or father, and people are jealous. They're jealous even of that. Why you living there? I can't live at home. Why you still at home? Who cares? None of your business. Go do your business. I got my business together. It's a joy to have family at home. Okay, the concept of booting people out all the time, it may not work. We're different cultures. That culture that wanted you out was not the culture of a lot of other cultures. The family, they stay home. There are sons and cultures that stay home until they marry. There are girls that stay home until they marry. My culture was not about booting you out when you got to be 18. That is not the way it went. But then the other cultures, some of the other people had learned from that culture. Okay, from my culture they learned, and they're saying, why are your kids still at home? Because they want to. If they're working, okay. If they're not coming against me, okay, I'm fine. They can stay here. They can leave when they want to. Freedom of choice. Do what they want to. Don't worry about me. God's got me. Okay, don't worry about tomorrow. It will take care of itself. You need to worry about you. That's when you know people are too worried about you, and you have to keep your ears perked up because they're ready to take over and rule your life. You weren't raised that way, or your compassion level is much better than theirs will ever be. So, hold your head up high. It's a cultural thing. If that happens, they fussed about people living a lot. I hear people constantly, what are that big old family living over? They're just there. That's their culture. That's how they get ahead, because they put all their money together and they roll. And the other culture was, get out. You're 18. Oh, you got to be married by 21. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's like you're supposed to be married at 21. They had rules. It was like, be married at 21. It was a silent rule, but it was there. Make sure you find a doctor or a lawyer, Gotta have high power. And some of those people got doctors and lawyers and wish they were somewhere else. Okay. My pastor's wife, she wished she were somewhere else, and she has nowhere to go. She's the most unhappiest person I have ever met, and she's been that way. I thought she was happy. She went after him. She got him. Okay, and she's unhappy. Been unhappy for years. I can see it on her face. I used to take my kids to the skating rink, and she'd come in, and she's just lost looking. Nobody's recognizing she's lost, but I immediately recognize she's lost. Been that way. It's not a, little kind of smile perks up. That's about it. The kids came, still, it's just not happy. No joy. So, you got to watch yourself. Where are you at in life? And quit telling people what to do. God's got it. God's got his hand on us. He's got a hand on your money. Okay? Be silent. and know that He is God, not man is not God. Take care. Enjoy yourself. Like and subscribe if you like, or you can run away. Whatever you like to do. Okay, whatever you like to do. I don't have a problem. Some of you leave, some of you come back, some of you get mad. I say something and I'm like, hit a nerve, but it's okay. God's going to take care of you. I pray for you whether you like it or not. I pray for my subscribers every day at 4 o'clock in the morning and just before I go to bed. Some more than others because they need more prayer. Just a little bit more, okay? Some are worried. Nothing to worry about. God's in control. You get control so you can tell Him what He needs to do, although He knows it. But He likes that stuff. So just do it, okay? Just do it. Just suck up to God. He'll be okay. Just like, hey, how you doing? I need something, help. Okay? Do it. It's okay. It's all right. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.